All right, welcome to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021. Hey, just a reminder, if you like the show, hit the share button, hit the like button. Come on now, let me know you like the show. Of course, you can comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Did I give you too many instructions? Just like it, share it, let everybody know you're watching it. Do it. All right, Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and of course you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. On today's show, we'll be discussing, of course, the market update. What an interesting day. We're going to be talking about Zillow's new low. Oreo cookies. I love the double stuff. We're going to be talking about Ford's vaccine mandate, the Fed tapering, Allbirds IPO, Wells Fargo warning, and of course, the wrap-up. So let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about what happened today. The Dow, wow, the Dow is up 105 points. The S&P almost 30. And the NASDAQ, 162. All of them are new records. Once again, record. And as I've said before, it's fantastic, but I would start to back off a little bit because my prediction is right around November 15th, we're going to see a little bit of a drop. But that's okay. It's just the way it is because of what's going to go on. We're going to have the combination of the Fed tapering, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But we're also going to be talking about the fact that the debt ceiling needs to be raised, and all of that's going to be coming back up. And of course, what's now the $1.7 trillion instead of $3.5 trillion Democrat Build Back Broker bill. All right, let's talk about Zillow. So apparently, the Zestimate on Zillow's stock was as overpriced as some of the houses they quote on. Zillow hit a 52-week low as the company pulled back on its idea of buying and renovating houses. Zillow was actually competing with real estate agents as they were buying the very same houses that the people were listing. That's right, all you sucker real estate agents that were paying for leads on the Zillow website were being outbid by Zillow themselves. This is actually a brilliant but not quite sustainable business model. Here's why it was brilliant. You take your base of loyal advertisers and you use that money, or their money, to fund a division inside your company that directly competes against your advertising base. Why is it brilliant? The money was rushing in. Why is it unsustainable? Well, it's pretty obvious that eventually the base of advertisers was going to figure out and stop paying Zillow to compete with the advertisers' business. Now, Zillow, who didn't have a clear business model on buying distressed houses with the intention of fixing them and selling them with a profit, is stuck with billions of dollars of assets they can't handle. Hey, Zillow, my team and students will buy those off you at fair price. Come on, we know how to do this business. You may not. Hey, look, the stock is down about 25% as it reached a 52-week low price of 65. Ugh. This stock was as high as 208 in March. If you shorted this stock, congratulations. Hey, real quick, somebody out there is saying that my audio is breaking up. Please let me know if that's true and that's correct. If it's breaking up, let me know again, because we need to obviously fix that if it's a problem. All right, let's talk a little bit about Oreo cookies. Oreo cookies are getting too expensive to eat. But first I want to talk about McDonald's. Last night I went to McDonald's and I ordered 3 regular hamburgers and a large fries. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be eating that crap. But the point, however, is that it cost me $10 for that order. I remember when McDonald's, really, ready, had a promotion. I don't know if you remember this. Had a promotion that said get a burger, fries, and a drink for under $1. Yes, that makes me very old, but $10 for 3 regular burgers and a fries? Holy crap! That didn't even include a drink. Anyway, the cost of Oreo cookies, Ritz crackers, and Sour Patch Kids. I don't know, man. Oreo cookies, Ritz crackers, and Sour Patch Kids. What a combination! You know, you got some really great brands in there, Oreo cookies and Ritz crackers, and then you got to add Sour Patch Kids. Anyway, they're expected to cost more next year. This was stated by the CEO of Mondelez, the owner of these brands. He explained that commodity costs and transportation shortages are a big problem and that shelves cannot be filled. maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe President Poopy Pants ate all the Oreo cookies and that's why there aren't any more. Well, that's another story. This, of course, makes the supply and demand issue trigger more costs for the products. Mandela's stock was, by the way, with the symbol MDLZ, was up today about 1%. The stock has had a multiple of about 20 and could be a great covered call stock with a dividend of 2.25%. So if you're looking to store some money in your account, I suggest this as a covered call account. It's actually a great idea if you do that. So if you're a big covered call plan, I like it. I think MDLZ might be a great covered call for you. Let's talk about Ford's vaccine mandate. I'm sad to read that the former muscle car company, who literally ruined the name Mustang, is now also the anti-Constitution company. That's right, these cowards are now requiring their employees to get vaccinated or get out. Ford employees will have until December 8th to get the vaccine or be put on unpaid leave. You know, there's that statement again, unpaid leave? There's no such thing as unpaid leave. It's called firing someone. Is this your little trick to not allow a freedom-fighting America to get unemployment compensation because they have some unconstitutional mandate? I'm sure that's probably the story. Anyway, the automaker on Tuesday sent out a message to Ford's roughly 32,000 salaried employees about the mandate. Ford will consider a religious and medical exemption for employees who can't get the vaccine, according to the company spokeswoman, Monique Brentley. Yeah, I wonder if she's vaccinated. I look forward to seeing a Let's Go Brandon sticker on the windows of Ford dealers very soon. Oh wait, I just realized the reason they're doing this is because of the unions. You know, the anti-employee rights people. They've rallied with the Supreme Leader, President Poopy Pants, to make sure that all unionized workers are forced to get the vaccine whether they want one or not. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, here's my vaccine card. Let's go, Brandon. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Fed tapering. So finally, the Fed has decided to slow down its purchase of bonds from the banks. So if you remember, I discussed the concept of Federal Reserve buying bonds from banks as a way to lower interest rates. If they buy the bonds from the banks, banks now have more money to lend, and when they have more money to lend, they lend at cheaper rates, of course, right? This is why the mortgage market has been historically low interest rates that we've seen in the past decade. Tapering of bond purchases will start later this month, which was announced by the Fed. The process will see reductions of $15 billion each month, $10 billion in treasuries, and $5 billion in mortgage-backed securities from the current $120 billion a month that the Fed is buying. Wow. This is actually a slow decrease, and that's why they call it tapering. Yes, interest rates will rise, but it'll happen slowly, so don't worry. My guess is also there'll be another run-up of housing purchases in the next few months because the fear of interest rates rising. Of course, inflation has been running at about a 30-year high, pushed by clogged supply and demand, clogged supply chain, high consumer demand, and rising wages that have stemmed from a chronic labor shortage. Fed officials maintain that the inflation will eventually drift back to the normal 2% target, but now they say that it could take longer. Well, whatever. This will be an interesting time in the markets as we slow inflation and grow employment. My suggestion, honestly, is to refinance everything you can and pull out all equity from anything you can, as rates will not be this low and housing will start to slow down, making prices fall again. Not by much, but they'll fall again. The stock market apparently liked the news as it rose today from being more than 150 points in the red this morning, and it closed, as you know, it closed up about 105 points. All right, we are going to take a break right now, and we'll be back in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Felton Falcone and Larry Steinhouse about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend investor schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. Hey, did you hit that share button yet? Come on, share me with your friends, John. Come on, John, I see you watching us. You need to share it. Let's go, Tom. Come on, Barbara, share it. Let's go, Charlie. Share it, share it, share it. Let's go. All right, hit that like button, of course, and let me know that you enjoy the show. And hey, leave me some comments, and I'll definitely try to respond to them. So far, of course, we've been discussing the market update. We've been discussing Zillow's new low and why real estate agents should never advertise with them because they steal your leads. We've been talking about Oreo cookies. I love the double stuff. We've been talking about the anti-American Ford vaccine mandate. We've been talking about the Fed tapering. And, of course, we're going to be talking about, coming up, Allbirds IPO and Wells Fargo's warning. So let's talk about Allbirds IPO. Hey, have you heard about Allbirds shoes? You know, the eco-friendly shoemaker? As we say in our commercial, never heard of them. Well, neither did I until I saw that company had an IPO today and the stock pushed up to 26 with an IPO of 15. That's pretty good, right? That's a nice return if you got in it or sold it. But you need to understand that IPOs often include the company's employees and executives that can't sell it for a limited period of time, which is usually 1 to 3 years after the stock is issued to them. So even though the stock ran up, they literally can't sell it. Anyway, I want to say kudos on a great opening. The company is listed on the NASDAQ exchange under the symbol BIRD, B-I-R-D. I gotta be honest with you, I'm shocked that no one ever used that symbol before. So once again, kudos to them on that as well. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Wells Fargo. Do you remember all the trouble Wells Fargo had a few years ago with the company opening accounts and issuing credit cards to their customers without the customer knowing? I'll tell you a funny story about that. I actually got a card from them when that happened, and I was like, oh, cool, I got a card. So for you guys who don't know, I like getting as many credit cards as possible. I have 33 credit cards right now, so I was pretty excited. They gave me a free one. Not a free one, but one out of the blue. And everybody got mad at that. I'm like, why would you get mad at that? That's a great thing. But it is what it is. Anyway, they also had some trouble. If you remember, Wells Fargo also had trouble. They were paying too high of a dividend to the shareholders. And, of course, they also stopped originating HELOC loans last year. And they also were going to shut down hundreds of thousands of their customers' personal lines of credit. I don't know if you remember this. They realized that was a big mistake. And AOC actually was part of the reason, which is pretty cool that AOC actually did something good for a change. Well, today Wells Fargo said that they aren't out of the woods when it comes to its regulatory mess. So that's the message the bank sent on its most recent filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission this week. Wells Fargo said it's likely to experience issues or delays in satisfying demands from multiple U.S. regulators. So this was kind of like a subtle but meaningful shift in language from earlier filings where the bank said it may experience delays. So what are they trying to say here? I think it's kind of a tell that they still may have some significant issues to deal with. To me, look, this is a sign to sell the stock. Oddly, though, the stock is up about 1.5 points today, and it actually hit a new 52-week high when it crossed over 52.5 today. Whatever. I will say that all the bank stocks are doing fantastic with the new mortgages and lending they've been doing after this scandemic world. So as you know, there's a lot of people buying houses. People were absolutely buying, refinancing. And also, if you notice, you're getting more and more credit card applications all the time. And that's why banks are doing really well. And there is, of course, something that's never mentioned in the earnings report, which was kind of funny. And I'm saying it for months, which was the PPP loans that they all got 5% on, and nobody ever talked about it. which is wild. I think it was a political thing where they were actually told you're not allowed to talk about it. Anyway, let's take another break, and we can find out about investor schooling and how you never heard of them, also just like I never heard of Allbirds. Investor schooling needs a new slogan.
Investor schooling? Never heard of.
Investor schooling?
Never heard of.
Investor schooling? Never heard of them.
Any suggestions? Phil?
Investor schooling. We never heard of you either.
Investor Schooling. We never heard of you either. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
Investor schooling. Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling? Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling?
Those guys are everywhere.
Investor Schooling. Those guys are everywhere. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. I just want to let you know that, came across my news feed while we were in the commercial was the fact that the Supreme Leader, President Poopy Pants, has said that it's actually official that kids 5 to 11 can now get the COVID vaccine. Isn't that awesome? We could legally we could legally poison our children. That's so exciting. So if you have children, make sure you line them up to get the poison and let me know what happens, because I'm not going to let my granddaughter get vaccinated if I can help it, but hopefully my kids are smart enough not to do that. And actually she's under 5. So hopefully by the time she is 5, we'll know that this thing, either doesn't hurt people or the madness will be over. So we also been talking about the fact that the market's up about 105 points, the S&P about 30, and the NASDAQ about 162. We talked about Zillow and their new low because they could not handle all the properties that they were buying and trying to renovate. We talked about Oreo cookies and how the price might be going up. We talked about anti-American Ford mandating that their employees get vaccinated. We talked about the Fed tapering, so interest rates may go up. Allbirds IPO, I never heard of them either. We talked about Wells Fargo warning, and let's talk a little bit about what's going on now. Hey, did you guys hit the share button? What about you, Bill? I see you've been watching too. Did you hit the share button? Did you hit the like button? Because I want to know if you like the show too. And of course, leave me comments. You can leave comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, or on LinkedIn, and I will get all of those comments. So let's talk a little bit about some notable earnings. So I was very curious to see if Baba had earnings report today, and I can't see any evidence of it, but I did notice that Alibaba was up about 3 points, so I'm curious to see if they actually bounced back or not, but we'll see. Of course, CVS popped on good earnings report as it saw profits rise from the free vaccine it's pushing. Has anyone realized the money-making capability of a vaccine that is free? That's kind of awesome, right? The government pays for the vaccine, which makes the drug companies and the pushers like CVS profitable, and then the politicians buy the stock of those companies, and they all get rich. Wow. I gotta tell you, AOC was wrong. It's not tax the rich, it's vax the poor. Absolutely brilliant. I think that's brilliant money-making strategy. Tax the rich? Nope. Vax the poor. All right, so today I was watching AAL and CCL rise on the news that the hospitality industry has shown an increase in employee hiring. Look, I'm still looking for CCL to hit 30 by February and AAL to hit 27 also by February. Of course, on the crypto scene, we've seen Bitcoin is still hovering around 63,500 and Ethereum, once again, record territory as it's over 4,600. I got to tell you that I kind of got out of Ethereum and went into Shiba, but I made more money on Shiba, but now Shiba is kind of stalling. It's right around 63. I'm still waiting for it to hit the 50s to buy back again. That's when I say 60s, I mean 60 millionth of a cent. I'm waiting for it to about 50 millionth of a cent to jump back in. And then when that happens, I'm going to jump all over it because I think it'll be a great play. I'm also looking for Dogecoin. Maybe it'll hit 21. That'll be fantastic. All right. And also, listen, if you've made some money on some of the tips that we discussed in this show, please leave a comment and let me know that you made some tips. That you made some money, of course. Of course, let me know if you like the show. I like the fact that you guys are every once in a while letting me know that you're laughing, you're finding it funny. I love it. And of course, hit that share button, hit the like button. Do it now. So thanks again for watching Money Chat Now. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in the show. The opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one else has the nerve to discuss them the way I do, that's for sure. And I'm sorry, no one else has asked me to discuss them. Thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. We look forward to your continued support. Have a great day, and I will see you here tomorrow at 4:03.